What's up, guys? Chris here with Cohesive Friendship Unit, and Google did their Stadia kind of E3 presentation, and this is weird that we're now in a world where Google has E3 press kind of conferences and Sony does not. But here we are. We are going to be getting Stadia this November, and sometime later we're going to be getting the kind of free version of Stadia. And I just want to go over what we have, and I kind of want to gauge you guys. I want to hear what you have to say in the comments, and give this a good old discussion. But basically, Stadia is going to be launching this November. There's a $129 pre-order kit that you can get, which gives you a special Chromecast and a special Stadia controller, and it gives you 3 months of Stadia and another gift, 3 months of Stadia that you can gift to a friend. Stadia is not going to work with all smartphones at the moment, but it is going to work on a pretty decent range of devices. It's going to stream up to 4K without a console. You can use laptops, desktops, only the Pixel 3 line, including the 3A, and then to this Chromecast device. So it's not as all-encompassing, at least to start, and it will cost money. If you buy that $129 kit, you are good for 3 months. After that, if you want to stay in the 4K realm, you're going to have to pay $9 a month, and that $9 a month is going to be on top of the games that you actually have to buy. So there's some games that will be free with that $9 service, and those are so far free games, because it looks like you're going to be getting Destiny, for example, but Destiny is going free to play. So it seems like at the moment you're going to be getting basically free games. And then you still have to buy your games. And sometime next year, the free version of Stadia is going to roll out. And that resolution is going to be up to 1080p. So you're not going to get 4K. You're still going to get 60 FPS, though. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at here. Some of the games are kind of interesting. I'm curious to see how... So they have a lot of id games, a lot of fast-paced games, like Doom Eternal, Wolfenstein Youngblood. I'm curious how those are going to play. And the other major game I'm very curious about is going to be the Mortal Kombat. I'm curious to see how something that requires, like a fighting game that requires really low latency, if that's going to translate well to this service. Other than that, the lineup looks not bad, but definitely a little questionable. I mean, Thumper is a great game, but you can get that almost anywhere at this point. And it's interesting that Borderlands 3 is on there, because people thought it was pretty much an Epic Store exclusive. And I mean, there are some good games, like, for example, Final Fantasy 15, Tomb Raider Trilogy, not sure if that's like the new Tomb Raider or not, the new Ghost Recon game, The Division 2, so there are some pretty impressive games on here, but not a whole lot of brand new games. Like, for example, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, by the time this comes out, that'll have been a year old. So, and Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, I'm not sure how many people that's going to be for. But there are some gets, and it's going to be interesting, right? It's going to be interesting. Yeah, so I kind of want to talk about who each of these programs are for. So there's the Stadia Pro, which is the $9.99 a month, and then the Stadia Base, which is free. And I kind of think this is going to work, because the base game is again free. The base is free. So if you have Stadia Pro for maybe a year and you enjoy that 4K gaming, and at one point or another you just decide, it's not worth it, I'm just going to lapse on the subscription. Unlike something like Netflix or Spotify, where if you unsubscribe you just kind of lose everything, you'll still be able to play your games on Stadia Base. You'll just be limited to 1080p. So it's not like when you cancel the service you lose all your games, which I was personally kind of I was really wondering how they were going to do the pricing if you're going to actually have to buy games. And it seems like this is a good solution, where if you pay the monthly subscription and then you decide to stop because you just really, the only thing that looks reasonably worthwhile is the 4K and maybe the surround sound, if you care about that. If you decide that it's not worth it, or you have to skip a month, or you save up for a game, let's say the big game that you want to play comes out in 6 months and you're like, hey, I'm just going to lapse my subscription for 6 months and save $10 a month, be able to buy that game, restart my subscription, and I'll be playing it at 4K, the game I really want to play. You still get to play all your games at 1080p 60. That's pretty good. And the gameplay you're going to be seeing here is Assassin's Creed Odyssey on Project Stream, which was up to 1080p 60 frames per second. So doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad. That's for sure. The only other thing I want to say that there's two more quick things I just want to talk about. One is the promise of this as a demo platform. Google showed some pretty impressive stuff where you could be like watching a YouTube video or looking at an ad on your phone, and you could just like get an ad for, we'll just stick with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and it'll say, you know, check out the game now. And you hit a button and you're into the game. I think, you know, a 10, 20, 30-minute trial of a game might just be, it would be awesome. It would be perfect just to be able to check out a game. Like, imagine you watch Cohesive Friendships Unit's impressions of, you know, Doom Eternal, and then the video ends, and at the end you see like a play now, and you get to check it out for yourself. I think that's kind of where this could really shine. And the second thing is kind of a two-parter. This is YouTube specific. YouTube gaming channels, we don't have this issue because we can't run ads, but YouTube gaming channels are notoriously kind of shafted when it comes to advertising, and this might usher in a whole new era of realistic ads for gaming channels. Like, if you do coverage on Assassin's Creed Odyssey, of course, and it's positive especially, of course Assassin's Creed Odyssey or Ubisoft is going to want to throw an ad at the end of your video or during your video, or you can just click play now and get into the game. And there's zero barrier to entry. So that could actually be a really, you know, cool thing. And even games that haven't come out yet, like think of like an E3 demo where they let you in. They let you in for like 5 minutes during E3. You get to play the demos that everyone's playing on the floor, or something like that. Just crazy opportunities. Is this for like, quote, you know, hardcore gamers, like people who already have the 4K tech and stuff? I don't think so. But hey, it is kind of cool. If you have the internet connection, you want to see what this 4K gaming's all about, pay $9 a month. Check it out. That's kind of a cool dream that hasn't been able to be realized until now. So yeah, there's some pros, there's some cons. I'm curious to see how this shakes out in the end. Let me know what you guys think of Stadia. Let me know what you guys are thinking of E3 so far, because it hasn't even started and shit's already getting crazy. That's all for me, guys. Take care.